Hello and welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, as we paint through this image here. I am painting this Ghostbusters piece. Now you would have seen previous videos, you would have seen these dogs get painted individually. That's why they are all kind of painted in there and kind of ready to be polished off. And today we are chatting to you about a topic while I paint this. I'm chatting to you about keeping it real, keeping it authentic, as an artist, keeping it real. And, yeah, welcome in. So this piece here, as I say, it's a Ghostbuster piece. What was my plan to begin with? It was painting a whole scene of the Ghostbusters dogs together. Now, with this scene here, this image, I decided in the end to break it all down into four different stages. So, well, five really, five different stages. Four with dealing with the characters, and then the fifth one dealing with the background and the scene. Now, really, that was the best idea because I think if I had tried to do it all at once, I think I really would have struggled. It would take me so much longer than it did for this here, and I don't know, probably the background would have lacked a lot. The characters would have lacked a lot. There would be so much problems with the painting. So I think breaking it down like this, keeping it real like this, that I can't do a piece this big with like 4/5 characters and a background in the time of 2 weeks, keeping it real like that. Within the time of 2 weeks ish, because that's kind of what I give myself for each piece in a way. Realistically, keeping it real, there's no way that I could have done it. So, even now looking at it, even just doing the background, the fifth part of this piece, so doing the characters first, each character kind of took me roughly 2-ish weeks, maybe a little bit longer for each character, maybe. Plus, I'm still editing it here. And then, the fifth wave of doing this whole piece, tying this whole piece together, was doing the characters and everything. Oh, not characters, the background and this final character here in the background. Is, it was very challenging, and again, it took me longer than expected. I think probably a month, realistically, for finishing and tying this piece off. And that's obviously with that, it's not a month of, in doing it every day. It's a month of doing other things like 90-minute art challenges, keeping up with those, keeping this YouTube channel going, having struggles with painting this and just having a break from it, but it wasn't fully, 9 to 5 painting this piece. It was probably roughly an hour and a half a night of painting this for 2 or 3 weeks. So that's roughly, 40 hours worth of work on this, just doing the background and finishing off the characters and things like that. Is roughly about 20 hours for each character too, so roughly 80, probably 120 hours ish on this whole piece. And that sounds like a lot, but that's about three weeks going at this piece, like 40 hours a week kind of a thing, full time painting this. Now obviously I think if I had that option, if I could do this for 40 hours a week, I could do that for 40 hours a week or more. It's possible that I could have done this a lot faster because I wouldn't have to stop and start. Yeah, But for me, because I only have about 2 hours a weekish to do this, I really got to keep it real and look at like what can I do each week. How can I keep things going, paintings going, because it is struggling sometimes where um, I might be really struggling on a piece, or um, you know, everything's at a standstill because of that, because I'm struggling on a piece, or I just have other things to do and it's really, bugging me down. So it's really, you know, making everything on a standstill because of this one thing, this piece here. It did feel like everything else was on a standstill at points. Um, you know, like this was the only thing I'm working on, and everything else was just put to one side. That's what it felt like at times. Um, but yeah, I had to even drop this, to do other things, and it's another way I keep it real. I've really got to prioritize because I've only got limited time to do this kind of thing, and to get this done. And even looking at this piece now, I put it into my portfolio, but even looking at it, I think I could still work on it. There's hours, but I've got to look at it and be like, get to a point where it's really is as good as I think I can get it. Um, and it's not the end all, even if it's in your portfolio, out there for the world to see and everything. It's not the end all of it. I've done quite a few um repaints in the last year or two, of some of my pieces. I think one redo I want to do is one of my Iron Man pug. So I've done that. I've done the Genie pug this year. I think I did it this year, but there's quite a few reprints and repaints that I've done because I've been like, oh, it might be in my portfolio and be like, oh, I feel like I could tackle this again, try it again, and re-upload it. That's beauty I see of ArtStation, because you can just re-upload an image to the what you've uploaded. You can't really do that on, say, Instagram, because you just have to make a new post. You can't just update the piece, as far as I know. Update the image. You have to, create a new post, or whatever. But in ArtStation, you can just update the piece as you go. So that's really good. That's a really good tool to use. ArtStation. I think there's other like DeviantArt and other places that do that kind of thing, where you can just update the piece, update the image to make it look good. And yeah, it does work, and it works well. So if you want to, you can go and ahead and upload it when you're quite happy with it, and then maybe you keep painting it for now, and re-release it or something. I try to hold off the best I can to uploading, to get the kind of the best at that level, before I even post it or share it or something. And then look at it months later and be like, I need to work, kind of a thing. So yeah. But yeah, it is been challenging keeping up with things lately. Just had quite a few things on here and there, and doing my 10 hours a week, recording that I'm painting for at least 10 hours each week, has been really helpful, because that gives me a leeway. It'll be like, when I really need to start being like, no, I need to work this week, or I need to do this, or I can't do that because I need to paint. Yeah, it gives me more leeway, rather than just going at it and being like, oh, I need to paint more because I need to catch up with my YouTube, and just, drill it in. And realistically, maybe I've only done like an hour, half an hour that night or something, and it just doesn't work out. so yeah, recording it does really help. It'd be like, yeah, I can show myself, yep, I've done at least 10 hours this week, or last week I did so much, and I don't have to, as long as I get my 10 hours done, like, yeah, okay, take it, I can go play a game or something for a little bit. It's okay, I've done my 10 hours. It works out that way. That is enough to tie me over and get me going, to show that I've done enough this week, basically. You know, awesome. So hopefully you do keep it real, and you do keep creating, keep drawing. I know this has been one of my first in a little while of just chatting with you about a certain topic. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Keep drawing and keep creating, and see you in the next video.